And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that could not make it to one of tonight's doubleheaders, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our games either at home or on the go on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And remember, the men's and women's 3C2A basketball championships are only a few days away, and we'll have the entire championship for you live on SoCalCollegeSports.com March 8th through the 11th. You can catch all of those games again on our website at www.SoCalCollegeSports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Santiago Canyon gets ready to face off against the Cerritos Falcons in just a moment.
The road to Ventura continues on SoCalCollegeSports.com tonight. A round 3 matchup in the 3C2A playoffs pitting Santiago Canyon College against the Cerritos College Falcons. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Stoynoff, joined by Jay Holloway for tonight's playoff matchup. And we welcome you. And Jay, let's get right to it, and we'll talk about Santiago Canyon College. The Hawks, a fascinating story here in their first season in the Orange Empire Conference, a basketball program just getting underway under the leadership of head coach Todd Dixon after a long and distinguished career in high school basketball. Takes over here at Santiago Canyon and immediately starts building a winner. And what a brilliant team he has to start with, and it's led by a sensational duo, Rodney Rocket Henderson, averaging 27 a game, and Antoine Jenkins averaging just under 26 a game. Between the two, a dynamic duo to be sure, and certainly a big challenge for Russ May and the Cerritos College Falcons. How do you go about dealing with this kind of explosive scoring potential?
Well, one thing, Jeff, pray. Number two, contain them. They're going to get their points, obviously so, but don't let them get 30 and 28 respectively. They average at least 28 their last 2 playoff games. If they get maybe 15, 20, Cerritos should win that game. But if they do not, it might be a long night from that perspective.
Yeah, certainly more so than anything, you got to make them work, and that's exactly what they'll do. The one advantage I think the Falcons do have in this matchup, a lot of length. Defensively, this is one of the best defending teams in the 3C2A all season long. It's a classic offense versus defense matchup. What more could you ask for? And so much on the line. Of course, the winner here advances to the championships at Ventura College next weekend. And either way, it's going to be a terrific end to a great season for both of these teams. If you're Santiago Canyon, how do you like it? You're in your first season, and you go all the way to the championship round. Garvin, meanwhile, on the drive, misses the left-handed scoop. Guzman rips down the board for the Falcons. And meanwhile, for the Falcons, they've been knocking on the door for a couple of years but haven't been able to get there. And wouldn't they love to cap it off here and make an appearance in the championship round?
Agreed.
Alvis looks it over to Hamilton. Hamilton hit the big shot last week. Alvis buries a tray. Quick three for Alvis, and Alvis hit the opening shot in last week's game as well. So getting to work early. Henderson with his first shot, rims high, no good. Guzman already controlling the boards. One other development that we noticed, Demetrius Thomas not in the starting lineup tonight. He is in uniform, but we don't know whether this is something to the story or rather maybe just Russ May making a decision that he'd like to have Thomas coming off the bench and switch things up in that way. Mack missing from long range. Jenkins over the timeline. Little stutter step at the free throw line. Kicks it outside. Garrity thought about a long three. Fans it out. And a three from the baseline. No good. Out of bounds. That was Preston who took the three and missed it. Xavier Preston missing his first shot. So we talked about Henderson and Jenkins in the lineup, joined by Garrity, a sharpshooter from outside. Finishing it off, it's Garvin in the middle. And then, of course, Preston rounding out the five. Henderson on the offensive glass. The left-handed turnaround is good.
What makes him so good, Jeff, he's a great rebounder for his size. He gets at least 9 rebounds per contest.
Yeah, he leads the team in rebounding. Guzman with the skip pass looking for Mack. Lost it out of bounds. So Mack with the turnover. Gives it back to the Hawks, just underway. 18-16 to go here in the first half in a 3-2 game. Jenkins angles over the timeline off to Preston. Garvin matched up with Carter. Hands off to Henderson. Rocket quickly back to Garvin in the lane. Kicks it back outside. Garrity fakes again. Now he'll try for three. That's short. Long rebound outside. Tapped on the far side and out of play. It's going to stay with the Hawks off of Alvis. Good play by Garvin. I started to talk about Garvin. Garvin's not the tallest. He's 6'4". No. Actually, Henderson's 6'5", but Garvin has the unenviable task most of the time of matching up with the bigger guys. He starts on Carter, and that's his role on this team, and it's a difficult challenge. The Hawks, for their part, have been out-rebounded this season by just over 4 a game. Carter with the steal on the drive. The bump, the foul called. He's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws.
The only downside to the Hawks game has been mistakes. When they get in trouble, they have loose possessions or turnovers by steals that leads to their bigs, or i.e. their bigger guards, getting in foul trouble. So they have to keep the ball on their side of the floor to be effective.
Carter's free throw is up and good. Can expect that free throws were a major topic of conversation this week for the Falcons. They were 15 of 28 from the line in the victory over Riverside City College. And, you know, were it not for some struggles for Riverside City College in that game, that may have very well ended their season.
Right.
But they did dodge a bullet and get out with the victory in triple overtime last week. 5-2 the score now. The Falcons up 3. Henderson starts a drive on Mack, goes to the fadeaway. That's good. So Henderson's got all 4 points early for the Hawks, back to a 1-point game.
It's a good defense, but a great shot by
Well, I think that's
Henderson.
what you're talking about at the top, too. You know, you make him work, and Mack did that. But sometimes they're going to have their day. Carter, did he walk? He did.
Keep it in mind here, Jeff. Cerritos College went to a bigger front with Guzman and Carter. They have to make them pay by going to a bigger front without Thompson on the floor right now.
Yeah, they saw it. They went to the low post with Guzman one time, and he did find Mack. A lot of contact, no call. 3 on the way for Preston, too strong. Mack has the rebound. Not in a hurry, though, as he jogs it over the timeline. Angles right.
Nice
Terrific
feed.
pass to Guzman. So Guzman on the board. Back to a 3-point game. Preston on the run. Nice job by Guzman getting back. Henderson tries the three. Might have gotten a piece. Guzman has the rebound.
That's how you make him work. Make him take a tough shot with a hand right in his face by Mack.
Mack on the baseline with the teardrop. That's short. Nice box out by Henderson. Working against Carter. Preston running the floor again. The layup is up and good.
And that's the one thing. If you're the Falcons, you cannot get beat off a missed shot. You have to get back every single time down. The Hawks will kill you off missed shots for 2s or 3s.
Alvis with the bounce pass to Carter. He lays it in. Carter's got 4 early. Back to a 3-point lead, 9-6. The Hawks in the playoffs so far are shooting over 50% from three-point range, and I'm not talking about going 5 for 10 here. 35 made threes in the 2 games in 68 attempts.
Unconscious.
But they've come out cold here as Jenkins misfires. I don't think they've hit one yet.
No.
I think it's been 3 twos. So they're about 0 of 5 or 0 of 6 here in the early going.
But they'll keep shooting, Jeff. No matter how far they keep missing, they'll keep on firing away.
And I think exactly. If you're the Falcons, you certainly can't get complacent. Hamilton with the floater. That's no good. Garrity has the rebound. Well, a big advantage on paper would be for the Falcons in terms of rebounding, but so far that hasn't really been the case. Great feed to Garvin, blocked from behind by Guzman. Hamilton's got it for Cerritos.
Lucky break for Guzman with that block. It should have been an easy 2 for Garvin there.
Mack drives the lane. Contact from Garvin, no call. Tips in his own miss. So Mack working, gets on the offensive glass. A 30-second timeout taken by Todd Dixon with 14:53 to go. And the Falcons off to the quick start. They lead at 11-6. Well, we'll keep it here. A couple of good looks from 3 so far. But if you're Cerritos, I think if you can make Preston, some of the other guys maybe take some of the threes, keep it out of the hands of Garrity. You see, I think early on, the scouting report here, they've run Garrity, who shoots nearly 50% from long range on the season, off of a three-point shot on 2 occasions here in the first 5 minutes.
You're trying to make Garrity a scorer, not just a set-and-shoot guy from three-point line, to make him make decisions while being somewhat flustered by the defense of the Falcons. And they're long, so he's somewhat swarmed by 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", which can be somewhat frightening for someone of Garrity's size, only 6'2". So hopefully for the Falcons, they keep doing that and keep forcing the issue inside to make the Hawks foul you or give you a layup.
Sean Mader checks in as Todd Dixon goes to the bench for the first time. Also, Troy Rechtenwald. So Rechtenwald and Mader on for Santiago Canyon. Meanwhile, Demetrius Thomas checks in
also
for the Falcons. And Wilkes also on. Jenkins, lob pass down low. Thomas with a big block.
Lucky break there for Thomas. Great block, though.
Wilkes open for 3. Swish. 14-6. Cerritos with the 8-point lead early. Mader finds Garrity. Garrity checked by Thomas. This is Jenkins, still scoreless tonight. Alvis on him. Starts a drive, comes up shooting from 16 feet. Foul called. Is that Wilkes going to pick up the foul?
So they called it a long 2, but you can't let the shooter come down off a missed shot. You can't run right to his hip while shooting the basketball.
Well, they're letting him play early. 14-17 to go here in the first half as Jenkins misses the first free throw. He's an 83% foul shooter. He's got one more coming here. It's a 7-0 run for the Falcons to open up this early 8-point lead. Jenkins on the board. And Cerritos with the 14-7 lead. Carter working against some pressure. Off to Wilkes. Or Malik Smith, I checked that, who's also checked into the game. Smith between the circles off to Thomas. Carter in the low post, quickly. Outside, gets it back. A mismatch on Garrity. Carter with the turnaround won't go, and Garrity with the good rebound.
Take one more bounce if you're Carter, get that shot within at least 5 feet.
The pass inside looking for Henderson is tipped out of play. It'll stay with Santiago Canyon. Rechtenwald trying to find a cutting Henderson. So it's Garrity who will bring it in baseline left. Santiago Canyon in the road blue jerseys. Falcons playing in the home whites. And a foul. This going to go against Smith. So for Smith, that's his first foul. Well, I think so far they've allowed some contact, not a lot of whistles. We've had just 3 fouls called, and I think it's safe to say that's advantage Cerritos. I think the more physical they can make this game, the better off they're going to be.
I agree.
Jenkins, checked by Smith. Works around to Henderson screen. Step back 3 on the way. That's good.
Again, another tough shot made by Jenkins. So 2 tough shots from Henderson and now Jenkins in this first half.
Well, they're going to make them work. But how quickly the 3 ball can even things up. Mack finds himself wide open. He'll try for 3, in and out. Rebound to Garrity.
If you're Mack, they give you a shot, take it. Don't be afraid to take an open jump shot.
Jenkins drives to the rim, missed the layup. Thomas snaps down the board. Wilkes drops it off for Thomas at the top of the key. Guzman establishing down low, tries to hook it outside. Terrific steal by Rechtenwald. He's in one-on-one with Thomas. A fake turnaround. Guzman might have gotten a piece of that. Rechtenwald with the tip. That won't go. The ball's tipped out of bounds and back to Cerritos. Well, hard to say that Rechtenwald didn't make a great adjustment. If nothing else, he got one sent back by Thomas, and that time went to the fake, and it worked, but he had a couple of chances, and he couldn't convert.
What he could have done was lean into the defender and get the whistle off the pump fake, but a good break and a good defense by Thomas not getting the foul off that forced shot.
Smith between the circles. High post, this is Guzman. Lobs it down low. Thomas with good position. The turnaround, and that's good.
You can't stop that. I'm sorry. 6'6" of Thomas's offensive skill. You can't guard that.
Good recognition from Guzman, who flashed his passing ability last week as well. Had 4 assists in the game. Thomas with a tip tries to keep it alive. He stepped on the sideline. Hamilton going to return replacing Mack. So it's Smith along with Wilkes and Hamilton, Thomas and Guzman on the floor for the Falcons right now. Garrity going to bring it in. Kettering has checked in for Santiago Canyon. Travis Kettering leaves it for Henderson. Starts a baseline drive, and Hamilton bodied him up. Now, 3rd team foul on Cerritos.
Sorry about that, Jeff. But when you're a team like Cerritos, you want to be physical. You're going to have fouls like that one being a little bit too close to scoring Henderson.
Quick pass outside to Kettering. Checked by Smith. Still dancing on the dribble. And he wanted the backdoor cut from Mader, but he shuffled his feet. Nothing there. Terrific defense off the ball by Guzman as well.
Defense.
Working against Mader. So the turnover gives it back.
You cannot let Henderson have a free catch because they go 1-4 flat every time for Henderson. Make them work every time down.
Guzman down low, working against Mader, tries to pass it back outside. Rechtenwald with another steal. So Rechtenwald with a couple of steals now on passes back outside, doing a good job closing down the passing lane. Garrity finds Henderson. Henderson with a long 3. That's good.
You can't give him that. You cannot give him an easy catch and pop right in your face. Have to make him force or make him pass the ball to somebody else that's not Jenkins or himself, Henderson.
The Hawks back within 3. Henderson now with 7 in the game. Thomas going to try and answer from long range. Rims high, no good. Rebound tapped around. Henderson's got it.
Got to pick him up. He'll pull
Thinking
up
about another 3 from the same spot, and a foul called. Thomas with the foul on Henderson. That's the first on Thomas, but it'll send Henderson to the line for 3 free throws. He shoots 76% from the line.
Guess a timeout.
Cerritos going to take a timeout. Russ May wants to talk it over. 11:18 to go here in the first half. 16-13. The Falcons on top on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Henderson at the line for 3 free throws. 27 a game on the season. First free throw is up and good. Two more coming for Rocket. As good as the numbers are in the regular season, he's been even better in the couple of playoff games.
Right. 35 his last time out.
We talk about the 3-ball being the great equalizer, and if he can make this free throw here, it will indeed be exactly that. That's up and good. Tie ball game. After the Falcons had opened up an 8-point lead, but just that quickly, a 10-2 run has tied it up. Carter between the circles gets it back to Smith. Quickly to Wilkes. Passes on the 3, gets it back. Now he'll fire from the wing, too strong. Henderson high up for the board. Hawks back looking for the lead. Good job by the Falcons getting back. Transition defense. Henderson on the drive. Nobody there.
That's just bad.
Henderson with 12 in the game. And the Hawks have the 2-point lead. Smith on the drive. Kettering going to catch him with the body and pick up the foul.
Yeah, you can't chicken wing someone right in the back. That they'll call every time.
Well, the official was in a perfect spot for it, too.
He was
just
right
trailing the play.
Thank you for that, Travis.
Looking right at it. Just the second team foul on Santiago Canyon. Eight games going on tonight in this North and South. 16 teams remaining.
Woo.
But after tonight, we'll be down to the 8 that will make the trip to Ventura. Good double team on Smith. Jenkins, who's returned, has the steal. Has that one stripped on the way up, but it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Santiago Canyon.
They just missed a pass to himself for Hamilton, but the steal, I guess, balanced everything out.
Sometimes it just works out.
Yeah.
Rechtenwald going to bring it in. Baseline right. Looking for a cutter. Still looking. Finds Henderson. Henderson starts to back down. Turnaround shot is good.
Woo.
That is pretty.
Man.
Henderson's got 14, and you can't ask for much better defense from Isaiah Tyler.
That was great defense, but a great shot by a great shooter like Rocket Henderson. Now he has 14 points. We were saying Jeff Container, he has a couple of easy looks to get his scoring going tonight to slow him down.
It's a 14-2 run. 16-footer from Carter is no good. Jenkins has the rebound. Santiago Canyon has found their bearings and then some. Kettering on the drive, looking for
Nice
the cut,
pass.
finds Rechtenwald. The layup is good. What a feed from Kettering. And the Falcons suddenly are reeling after it was all going their way early. 16-2 the run. Hamilton for 3. That's off the back iron. Henderson with another good board.
Too many long jump shots for the Falcons. They're settling for long threes, not making them.
And that is not their game. Henderson tries to split a double team. Left-handed scoop, no good, but a blocking call on Hamilton. That's his second foul. It's the 5th team foul, but Henderson fouled on the shot's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws anyway. And Rodney Henderson is putting on a show.
Dude's a blur. I mean, he's 6'5". He can shoot the 3. He can drive at the rim. And his fadeaway jumper is like Kobe Bryant almost at this level of play.
It did.
Smooth. Just smooth.
Yeah. I mean, that is a move that we've seen from, a few players, notably
Yes.
Kobe,
But
Michael,
we were
back in the day. And,
yes.
It's obvious.
That's a good teacher, huh?
Yeah, and that's, look, that shot was no accident. I mean, he's obviously worked on that shot, and it's pretty close to indefensible. It's going to take a pretty special defender to really be able to defend that shot with the height he's getting on that ball.
What makes it so great, the arc and how high it's going up and in, so you can't block it. So you have to force him to pass the ball or at least give him a light double team and make him a passer, not a shooter.
Alvis has returned for Cerritos. Mack starts a drive, kicks it back outside. Alvis wants Guzman down low, working against Garvin. They work it around. Mack open for 3. Rimming no. And the ball out of play over the backboard. Back to Santiago Canyon. And Jay, you don't want to push the panic button here, but the way these guys can shoot, it's getting a little dangerous here early for the Falcons.
Oh, sure. I mean, they have to get a look at least inside. Another great back door.
Kettering Circles right, fakes in among the trees, kicks it back outside. Preston open for three. That's no good. Guzman with another rebound. Off to Alvis. Alvis drives the lane. Bounce pass down low. Mack high in the air, and he's fouled. He's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws, and it was Keyshawn Mack who really struggled primarily from the line last week. He was just 2 of 10. You know, for the season, we talked about it last week. He's been a very solid free throw shooter. The number is down to 60% after last week, but he hits the first one, and obviously that's a great sign.
Much better sign. He missed his first 7 last week, Jeff. If he made at least 2, it wouldn't have been a 3 overtime game last time out.
And the second one is pure. So Mack 2 for 2. 24-18. The Hawks with the early lead. Preston leaves it for Jenkins. Jenkins checked by Alvis. Now the double comes from Carter. Great job, but off to Garrity. Garrity nearly dragged the foot. No call. Preston going to swing it back out to Jenkins. The shot clock at 10. Jenkins gets a screen from Garvin. Picked up by Carter in a switch. He'll fire from 17. In and out. Garvin missed the tip. And a foul on the rebound. This is going to go against Kettering. His second foul.
So you missed 2 plays. You missed an over and back. And you missed a walk, and somehow they almost got a free look at the rim. So 8:13 left. Cerritos College down 24-18. 16-4 run for the Santiago Canyon Hawks, led by Rocket, Rodney Henderson, and Antoine Jenkins. Here's Mack there for Christian Alves out of Whittier, California. Mack in the lane. The lefty jump shot up and in for Keyshawn Mack. He has 6. 24-20.
You get the sense Mack is picking up in some confidence. Had some struggles last week, but he hits a couple from the line, and they're able to split the double team.
Jenkins off a brush screen in the lane. The layup up and in for Antoine Jenkins. He's a very crafty point guard that loves to go to the rim. Somewhat of a Vinnie Johnson-like, for those old folks out there, not saying you're old, Jeff, but those that know who he was.
You know I remember him.
And a foul away from the hoop. It's on Jason Carter. You cannot throw a tickling elbow right in the face of Garvin. Turnover Falcons. They had a sloppy first half in this game. They have a bigger advantage inside, but have not been effective by going into the post so far in this game. So the Hawks won 25 games this year in their first year in 3C2A basketball. Incredible. 9-1 in conference as well. Off a slip screen, here's Garvin. Step back from 15, up and off. Rebound on Jason Carter. Didn't play much against RCC last week due to foul trouble, but he's playing more because of his size in this one. Alvis around the arc for Keyshawn Mack near side. Mack double team momentarily. Back to Keyshawn. 14 to shoot for the Falcons. Here's Guzman in the lane. The 4 shot up and in from 5.
You know, I really like Guzman going to the shot there. He's tried to kick it back outside, and it's obvious that the Hawks are really playing those passing lanes. So if you're Guzman, make the adjustment and go to work down low.
Off a steal to Wilkes, a layup, no. Guzman, yes.
That is the second time that Guzman has made a great play running the floor. That time, getting down there, nobody picks him up, and he's got the easy putback.
So here's Gary, nice pass for Garvin, he scores. So I guess both bigs like to run.
Well, Garvin sets the high screen, then rolls to the basket. That's just a well-designed play.
Good pass from A.J. Garrity. 2024 Hawks lead over the Falcons of Cerritos College. With Jeff Stoynoff with you from the Aviary. Guzman, Southpaw J, twine time.
You know, Guzman leads the Falcons now with 8 points, and you have the feeling if he looks for a shot, I'm not sure anyone matches up with him.
Here's Jenkins behind his back, wants a 3. He's fouled and got the basket.
Well,
foul is on Alvis.
If you're Alvis there, you're closing out, but he's already beat on the play.
Right.
And he's just trying to recover, and the effort is there, but you know, Jenkins is in good position there, and all that does is just give him an opportunity to make it a 4-point play.
Mader and Reckenwald come in for Santiago Canyon.
Meanwhile, the Falcons are now in the penalty. So Santiago Canyon is going to be shooting free throws the rest of this first half.
One more for Jenkins, knocks it down, 33-26. The Hawks average almost 90 points a game. They're almost halfway there with 5 minutes left in the first half. They have 32 now.
Well, it's scary, the numbers. They're 4th in the 3C2A in threes made per game. They're 1st in free throws made per game. I mean, this is an offensive juggernaut.
Foul away from in the paint. Should be on Garrity, and it will be.
For Garrity, that's just his first. I'm sorry, that is his second. 5th on Santiago Canyon.
Inbound to Mack, lost it, recovered it, the fling, no whistle. He wants a foul. Second try, he's fouled, and they call it this time. And free throws for Keyshawn Mack. Mack, a very emotional player, Jeff, but when he's calm and collected, he's a very good player. When he's tame, I guess you could say, at times. He was very frustrated last week.
Corralling that emotion, yes. I think when you develop the maturity to really make that work for you,
right?
Obviously, you become that much more effective. You know, you get the feeling in the last few minutes here, Jay, that I think the Falcons have figured out what their game plan the rest of the way is going to be. They recognize the size advantage is really where they need to be, and you see them pounding the ball down low. And so the battle here is really being established at this point. I think it's going to be the shooting and that precision of Santiago Canyon offensively, and how effective can the Falcons be really working down low and trying to exploit that size advantage.
2 free throws for Mack, 32-28, and now Canyon. They beat ELAC 94-89 last time out. Here's Rocket Henderson. Step back, Jay. Fall away. No. Rebound. Nice, strong rebound by Tyler inside.
Yeah, great job by Tyler. Warding off Kettering.
Nice pass in low. Mack scores.
Mack's got 10 in the game. Giving the Hawks a little bit of their own medicine. They're running the floor, and it's Mack doing a great job running the baseline.
32-30. Jenkins pull up Jay. No good. Rebound to Alvis. So pushing the pace, doing banjos here in the first half. Keyshawn Mack left wing. Bounce passing low, almost on the way, and a foul on the reach and should be on Reckenwald.
It's Kettering, I think.
They say Kettering. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, picking up his 3rd foul. Now that is, according to the scouting report, that's what Kettering does for this team. So this is not a big surprise or necessarily a disastrous development for the Hawks. Kettering comes out, he pushes pace, brings energy, and he's out there to play aggressive defense.
It's what they call a glorified filler, filling up time in the first half for Coach Todd Dixon. 1-1 for Carter, missed the first one, so no second one for Jason Carter. 2-point lead for the Hawks, going from right to left across the screen. Jenkins off a screen by Garvin, double team, momentarily off the leg.
See Carter again coming on the trap. That's been very effective. And I think if you're Jenkins, obviously here you need to recognize that a little bit faster and get the ball out of your hands.
And a lucky break, because from where we were, it was off the knee of Carter. But then again, we'll keep it like that. So
we don't like to show up the officials.
Oh no, of course not. Tough job, Jeff. I wouldn't want it though. Left side for Mack. Here's Jason Carter. 6'8" against 6'2", and a bad pass and a steal for Jenkins. 2-on-2 break. Falcons get back, and a long shot from Mater from 25 feet. No, sir. Out of bounds for the Falcons.
They're going to say that Garvin tipped that one out of Guzman's hands. So the Falcons getting the call there.
So both fan bases are not very happy with the refs tonight, except for us.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, I don't want that job. Yeah. I'm with you.
It's a thankless job. Here's Alvis, the southpaw for Cody Wilkes. Had a shot, didn't pull the trigger. Keyshawn Mack, he can shoot away if he wants to. A long J for Mack. No, sir, off right.
Like that, to see that go inside and let Guzman work on Mater there down low, but Mack takes the shot.
Henderson going to work to the rim and off the backboard. Good defense there from the Falcons. Keyshawn Mack, middle of the floor to trail Alvis. Steps into a 3. Up and in.
Alvis, 6 in the game. Falcons back out in front. Back and forth we go.
Here's Jenkins here, far side. Pick and slip, Garvin. Outside, Reckenwald, long 2. And off. Rebound tipped in for Henderson.
Henderson's got 18 in the game. Talked about nearly 10 rebounds a game. And there you see the leaping ability.
Very physical athlete on the wing for the Hawks this year in 2018. Alvis, long 3 to answer back, cannot. Rebound, Santiago Canyon. Henderson looking for more points. Double team is on. Jenkins to his right. Jenkins all the way to the rim. Missed a shot. Lucky break for Cerritos College.
I don't know if he was anticipating some contact there, but had a pretty good look.
Nice pass to Guzman for the right-hand slam.
What a feed by Alvis. Guzman with the flush.
So the question will be who will get a stop here for either team. 35-34 Falcons. Jenkins, the dish, Garvin, wrecking wall to the rim. No, sir. Rebound to Guzman. No foul call. He went hard to the
Carter
deck.
went hard after that ball.
Carter in the lane, and he gets fouled.
That'll be on Garvin, I believe. And if it is, it's his second.
So a huge break for the Falcons. You had a foul missed by Carter, and get a foul right back for Carter. So Carter will get 2 free throws at the clear the wet spot on the right basket. We'll see Jacob Garcia for the first time, a freshman center, 6'6", 250.
Carter averages, or I should say 69% foul shooter, averages 9.5 a game.
So it'll be 2 free throws for Jason Carter.
You know, the tension's going to be very, very high in this one. This is setting up to be a back-and-forth game. It certainly has been so far as Carter gets the roll.
Shooter's roll for Carter.
I make that point because we're late in the first half, maybe the first few minutes of the second half, such an important part of the game, and you're really, both of these teams so very capable of going on a run.
Right.
So the stakes very high for both teams here in this last 2.5 minutes.
If you're the Falcons, you have to somewhat get a hand in Harrison's face. He has 18 points, make it 20 in this half alone.
Well, the Falcons have been much better from the line so far tonight. I'm not sure I remember if they missed one.
Missed one, I think, by Mack early on. 37-34, Falcons lead for Antoine Jenkins from Los Angeles. Far side for Henderson. Wants a 3, up and well short on the Guzman. So 2:12 left for the half. Falcons up by a 3-pointer. Mack in the lane through the crease. The lefty push up and in for Keyshawn Mack.
Got 12 in the game now. I'm very impressed with the Falcon defense over this past few minutes. Henderson and Jenkins both hit some very tough shots, some highlight reel stuff, but the Falcons didn't panic. They just continue to contest and make them work.
Nice move by Henderson. Can't make the 3-pointer. Made Guzman fall down. They throw it away. Right to Jenkins.
Tapped away. I think it was Rechtenwald who got a hand in there.
Jenkins through Alvis in the lane to the rim. No. Rebound to Garcia. Back up for Henderson. Wants a long 3. Missed it.
Henderson starting to force things now. Really had Rechtenwald wide open. You know, a guy who's averaging 27 a game, obviously he's got the green light to shoot the ball, but I think that just starting to force things a bit here.
As coaches say, play within the offense. Don't force tough shots. That was a tough shot for Henderson there. Malik Smith for Alvis against him. Mater in the lane to Southpaw Mack for 3. No. Rebound to Henderson. 1:05 left for the end of half.
Got to get back.
And a nice block by Tyler.
What a job by Tyler Rechtenwald, denied again. And do we have a foul called here? Is it Carter trailing the play? I thought I saw 20.
Might be the shot clock issue.
Okay, under a minute to go here in the first half. And
so the shot clock should be 22.
Rechtenwald's doing a great job running the floor, but first it was Thomas, then it was Tyler, and the Falcons flashing the defensive prowess, getting back. And
it's like the old Tayshaun Prince play on Reggie Miller years ago.
Oh,
off
terrific
the
fade.
Inbounds for Garcia. Just fell asleep with Rios College. That's his first bucket in a while.
That's going to draw reaction from Russ May because they didn't get back against Rechtenwald. They were able to recover by a great play by Tyler. Then they get beat on a simple play, bringing the ball in. A wide open look for Garcia and an easy layup.
39-36, Rios College leading at home.
Did I jinx them by saying I was impressed with their defense lately?
Yes, you did, Jeff.
I feel like
Sorry.
maybe they heard me.
Here's Tyler. Free throw line left now at the arc, and another steal by the Hawks.
Henderson knocking that one over to Rechtenwald, and now they can play for the final shot.
And they will. Antoine Jenkins against Malik Smith at the Falcon logo in blue. Jenkins burning time with 10 seconds.
Still got time.
Jenkins around double team in the lane. The dish off. Garcia can't control it. The pass off. Jenkins with 1 second to Garcia at the rim at the horn.
And that's going to be and one. Is that Guzman who picked up the foul?
My goodness. So at the buzzer, they'll get a free throw to tie the game.
Well, I thought I saw that call, but there should be at this point.
Should have been.
Garcia with a quick 4 late, but the teams are leaving the floor. I thought I saw a foul called in.
That's what I thought. So as of right now, I guess no foul. So that's halftime.
Maybe they're going to bring him out. I guess not.
Guess not.
There was a call on the far side of the floor, but no call. So it looks like it's 39-38 at the break.
So a great half so far for the Hawks, underdog team, but they're hanging around only down by 1 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And just a reminder, the men's and women's basketball championship for the 3C2A is March 8th through the 11th, and we will have every single one of those games, there's 14 of them if memory serves, on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com, as well as our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have friends or family that couldn't make it to tonight's games, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our broadcasts, whenever those may be, on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com, as well as our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have a shout-out you'd like us to get on the air for you, whether it be for your favorite team or your favorite player, we'd be more than happy to get that on the air for you. Tweet that to us at SoCal College SPO. That's SPO. At the half, the Falcons lead the Hawks 39-38. Back in a moment. And we are only days away from the 3C2A Men's and Women's Basketball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com, which means that one of these Raptors is not going to make it, and the other one will. Which one will is still to be seen, but at the half, the Falcons lead 39-38. Back in a moment.
Halftime from the aviary on the campus of Cerritos College. Here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Jeff Stoynoff, Jay Holloway, back here with you. Jay, fascinating first half here. A lot to talk about. But let's start with Santiago Canyon. I think the good news is you're 14 of 42 from the floor. You're only shooting 33%. Just 3 of 14 from long range, and you're only down 1. So I think if you're Santiago Canyon, you got to like where you are at this point, that you're still hanging around in this
Right, and we mentioned about how the Falcons of Cerritos College have a bigger side advantage down low. They have not been effective down low in the first half.
Yep.
They got a little bit, they kind of got away from the game plan and started shooting a lot of three-pointers. From the three, they're 3 of 11. It's not a very good percentage, but they have not had a good stretch of where they went inside with either Carter or with Hamilton or even Thomas because of his size as a guard.
Yeah.
To be effective of making the Hawks either make them make a shot in low or foul them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats, and one number that does leap out at you as the Falcons with 11 threes, that's really not their game, but Jonathan Guzman, 5 of 5 from the field to end the first half with 10 points. He's been the one guy that has been terribly effective, and I think that's the challenge for Santiago Canyon here in the second half. But I think getting to some of what we're talking about here, when you're talking about Thomas, when you're talking about Guzman, and talking about Carter, I'm not sure how much Santiago Canyon really can do. They just really don't have the bodies to match up.
But the one thing they have done, turnovers for Mack and Albus, they both have 4 each.
Yeah.
So they made them make mistakes that led to shots for Henderson with 10. You have Jenkins has 10 points himself. So they're getting their points, but again, we saw at least for a 2-minute stretch, we saw Anderson go to work at a quick 10 points in a blur.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to need more of the same. I would say the first half was somewhat of a draw, 28 points between the two in that first half when you're talking about Henderson and Jenkins. But if you're Cerritos, you did force them to go 9 of 23 from the field. To earn those 28 points. And I think if you're Cerritos, I think if you were in that Cerritos huddle, I think if they can do that in the second half, I think they'll take their chances and go from there.
Thomas only had 1 basket.
Yep, just played just 3 minutes coming off the bench, and we're not sure he starts the second half on the bench once again. So obviously we would have to speculate as to any reason that might be the case. There's any number of possibilities, but it appears that Thomas is certainly not fully available here tonight.
And off the first possession of the second half, they throw it away.
And 9 first-half turnovers for the Falcons.
So
make it 10.
You're jinxing somewhat Guzman here. He was 5 of 5 from the field, 9th throw the ball in the first play of the second half.
I have to learn to use my powers for good.
Yeah, for the good things, Jet, not the bad things.
Hamilton probably could have had that steal.
Should have. Jenkins, a jumper in the lane up and in for Antoine Jenkins.
Well, that's a great play coming out of halftime. Jenkins has really been harassed in that first half, and they made it very difficult for him. Run him off the ball. Let him catch and shoot. See if that gets him into a little more of a rhythm. He's up to 12 in the game.
Christian Alvis was 6. Keyshawn Mack stepping back, looking for a shot. A zone for the Hawks to begin the half.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot of zone. They like to be in that 2-3.
Alvis slips off the knee of Carter, and it will go to the Hawks.
Yeah, that might have been a wet spot on the floor. Alvis, fortunate there that there was no injury in that situation, and they'll just continue play. But, yeah, I would expect to see a lot of 2-3 zone from Santiago Canyon. They know they're giving away a lot down low.
Right.
Going to make the Falcons try and beat them from outside if they can.
Garrity off the pump fake for Miles Garvin. He's a glorified forward for this Hawks defense. Henderson with 18, going to work. Stepping back into defender of Mack and gets the personal on Keyshawn Mack.
You know, obviously Henderson's doing whatever he can there to pick up the foul, and it seems very obvious, but that play becomes effective for Henderson because he gets Mack out of position defensively. Mack's out of position. That allows Henderson to lean in a little bit, make that contact, and get himself to the line.
And it gives the Rocket 2 free throws uncontested.
Led all scorers with 18 in the first half.
Looking for 19, and he does. And bring in Demetrius Thomas for the Falcons. Has not played very much.
Went with Guzman again. So they'll keep Carter on the floor and come with Thomas here, but you wonder at some point will we see Thomas and Guzman together, perhaps down the stretch. That's still a ways off.
And 2 free throws for Rodney Henderson, 42-39, 18:45 to go, second half. Off the timeline, they call a foul in the half court.
That's going to be Preston picking up his first.
It's like Xavier Preston. They're one of their key defenders for the Hawks this year in 2018. According to Coach Todd Dixon, he's their best defender. That was his words verbatim.
Talking about Preston.
Yes.
Yeah, Preston's the guy who kind of gets the tough matchup every
Mack
game.
In the lane, goes through the Hawk defense like there's no one even there.
Well, Mack is so effective working in and out of the lane, catching the ball on little curls, and then finishing with his leaping ability, and he's done that tonight. He's got 14.
Garvin for Jenkins against Alvis. Steps back for a 3 off the heel. He was fading back. It's not the most ideal shot for Antoine there. Keyshawn Mack, left wing for Alvis up high. Spreading the wealth for Riley Hamilton. Had the game winner last week here in the 3rd overtime against RCC. He has done it so far in this game. Carter in the lane, stripped by the defensive one, Xavier Preston.
There's a lazy pass.
Bad pass by Garrett in the lane, and his layup for Christian Alvis.
Well, Garrity there, just with not enough urgency, drops kind of in a lazy bounce pass, and Alvis quickly on it, converts.
Preston
telegraphed
the pass, but lucky break. Here's Garrity for 3, off right. Rebound of Carter, and it will go to the Falcons.
And Preston trying to keep that ball alive.
So 43-42, Trios College leading the Hawks of Santiago Canyon out of Orange, California. About a 15-mile drive from here at the Aviary. Mack looking for a pass for Carter against Henderson. 14 to shoot for the Falcons. Alvis on the wing, far side. Mack backing in, finds Thomas in the paint. And 1, no call. He gets 2 there.
The athleticism of Thomas on display. Takes a little contact there, double pumps, gets that ball up and in.
That second bucket for Thomas. He has 5 in this game. He had 18.
Quick 6-0 run, Jay, to get the Falcons back out in front.
Henderson against Mack. Long 3, almost went down for Rodney Henderson.
Well, in the end, that's about a 25-foot shot, and I think you got to take your chances if you're Cerritos in that kind of situation. If he can continue to knock down that shot, especially with a hand up from Mack, well, then more power to you.
Hamilton on the way against Jenkins. Hamilton driving kick for Alvis with 10 to shoot. Thomas in the lane. The roll will come out. A foul at the rim.
Is this going to be Garvin?
That might be his 3rd, I believe.
It is the 3rd on Garvin. And that's a good job. I really like the way that Carter has started the second half for Cerritos as well. He's been very active on both sides of the floor.
Off the inbound, Hamilton looking for the post-up for Carter, not there. To Thomas, the line jumper for Thomas, comes out. Second chance for Alvis with a new 30.
You don't need to hurry if you're the Falcons.
So the Falcons have not lost at home this year. 8-0 in 2018. Hamilton for Carter. Fakes a high-low, goes to the rim with the right hand up and in. So a good move by Jason Carter. Timeout, Todd Dixon. Falcons lead 47-42 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that could not make it to tonight's game, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our broadcasts on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have a shout-out you'd like us to get on the air for you, be sure to tweet that to us at SoCal College SPO, that's SPO, and we'd be more than happy to get that on the air for you. And join us March 8th through the 11th as we bring you the 3C2A Men's and Women's Basketball Championship live from Ventura College. All of the championship games can be watched on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com. Back in a moment.
And, of course, all of the spots in the championship round will be decided here tonight. And elsewhere in the South, Orange Coast trying to pull the upset. They're at Citrus at the half, and the Pirates leading Citrus 44-35. Elsewhere at the half, San Bernardino Valley playing at home, leading 34-31 over Allen Hancock. And, of course, the other game on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
As a foul for Garrity, he was fouled by, I believe, Thomas. Second on Thomas. There'll be 2 free throws for A.J. Garrity. Jeff, go ahead.
Ventura also trying to pull what would be a pretty massive upset. They lead at San Diego City, the top team in the South. San Diego City trailing 53-49. That's early in the second half. So keep an eye on that one here on SoCalCollegeSports.com as well.
Win there. 2 free throws for Garrity. 3-point ball game for Cerritos College. 47-44.
That breaks the 8-0 run.
Cody Wilkes on in for the Falcons of Cerritos College. One of the 3 guards set. Christian Alvis, a bounce pass for Thomas. Lost it to Henderson. 2-on-2 break. Reckenwald to the rim. Missed a shot. Henderson with the follow.
Well, you can hardly blame Reckenwald if
and
he was...
And a steal by Jenkins the other way. Henderson for 3. Right side. No. Rebound. It will stay. No. To the Falcons of Cerritos.
Yeah, they're going to say that was off of Reckenwald.
Sorry, Jeff. But
I was saying Reckenwald's done a great job running the floor, getting ahead of the Falcon defense, and he's had a couple of balls sent back. That time I think he heard the footsteps of Thomas again.
Yes.
And one could hardly blame him, but Henderson was there to clean it up.
Those size 14 shoes of Demetrius Thomas. Scary sight.
Scary sound.
Alvis, the jumper falling away off the window, no good. Antoine Jenkins looking to push. Reckenwald fakes a 3. Jenkins near side against Cody Wilkes. Jabbing to his right, to the rim. Nice dish off for Garrity. Open shot. Reckenwald for 3. Nothing but net.
That is a very unselfish play from Garrity. He's going right to the basket. There's a lot of temptation there to go up, try and finish at the rim, but he spots Reckenwald in the corner for the open 3, and you get 3 there and get the lead.
Hawks lead by a deuce. Guzman to Mack. Short corner left. The reset for Keyshawn while Harrison falls down, and a layup for Jonathan Guzman. So Guzman now 6 for 6.
First 2 in the second half for Guzman. He remains perfect.
Jenkins lost the ball. A good steal by Alvis for Thomas. Right side to the rim, and they call a block on Reckenwald.
I think that's a good call there, and that's a good play by Thomas. You know, Dick Vitale always had the basic truism, always go in the lane with the intention of shooting. And if you're Thomas there, you can get a little cute on a play like that. But you're 2-on-1. You got Reckenwald moving back. You got him out of position. Just take the ball hard to the front of the rim. He gets himself to the line.
And that's what makes him so effective in previous games. Tonight, a bit of a slow start due to lack of minutes. Not sure why. He's not really hurt, but we could be wrong from what we know going forward. Thomas from Connecticut, out of Bridgeford, a suburb called Bassick. First one goes in for Demetrius.
Well, he's up to 5 in the game, and he would love to do the exact opposite of last week, where last week he came out a house of fire in the first half, helping the Falcons to get out to an early lead before the Tigers were able to come back and hang around in that one and ultimately force triple overtime. And wouldn't he love to come out here and do the exact opposite and go crazy here in the second half and maybe bring home a win?
So Thomas with 6, 51-49. Malik Smith is in for Christian Alvis. Miles Garvin up high against Guzman. The handoff Jenkins for 3, right side, net. So you have to get a hand in Jenkins and Harrison's face. They are now getting warmed up in half number 2, 52-51.
That's another well-designed play. They go to the high post. Find Jenkins curling off.
Off a down screen, Mack, the follow away. Tipped by Thomas. Back to Thomas. Shoots again. Can't connect. Wants a foul. Won't get it.
That's great in defense on the inside by Garvin. Just contesting that shot with the hands straight up. No
Jenkins coast to coast to the 10 and in. That's a great move by Antoine Jenkins.
It's a tough matchup for Guzman in the open floor trying to stay with Jenkins.
Talk about tearing to apart by yourself.
17 in the game now for Jenkins.
Very good score at the rim. Guzman, the flip, around the arc for Wilkes for 3. Up and in.
Wilkes with his second triple.
And
that's a big one.
And we're tied again, 54. Sorry, Jeff. Jenkins wants a screen by Garrity. Goes away from the screen. Steps back. Lost the ball. Good hands by Malik Smith. And he was out of bounds, but he was fouled, but no one called it. So we've had some issues with some missed calls.
Well, was there something? It looked like Smith took both his hands off the ball to try and make some kind of signal, then put his hands back on the ball. I'm not sure it was a sideline. Maybe it was that a double dribble or something, because Russ May is over there talking about that he was able to reestablish.
Right.
Might have stepped on the line when he didn't have the ball, and then saying he was back in, but doesn't get the call.
Breckenwald for Jenkins, and a tip by Smith, who's shaking his head.
Boy, Smith is very active defensively right now. Just saw him strip Jenkins, and there he got his hand in there and knocked it away again.
Malik Smith, the sophomore from LaSalle. Jenkins here against Smith, trying to find some space between his legs once. 10 to shoot for the Hawks. Henderson off a screen, step back 3, up and in. Oh my goodness. Rocket Henderson.
25 in the game for Henderson.
That's a tough shot. You can't guard that, Jeff. Here's Carter. Driving kick for Smith open. Right back at you. So Malik Smith keeps the game tied at 57. Under 12 to play, second half. So here to chant a defense behind us for Cerritos College. Into it. Jenkins looking to push to the rim. The floater, no. Brenda Carter. Malik Smith pushing the pace, going to the rim. The dish off for Thomas, double team, and he's fouled going up.
Is that Jenkins? Maybe with the reach in. No, they're going to call that on Garcia.
Yeah.
First on Garcia.
First on Jacob Garcia. Limited minutes so far in his first year with the Hawks.
Well, pretty much everybody's in their first year with the Hawks, I guess.
Yeah.
Just one sophomore on this team. And part of what's made this such a fascinating story is a lot of true freshmen here working for Todd Dixon and this Hawk team. 21-9 coming in, but trying to go on the road here for a couple of wins and punch their ticket to Ventura.
Travis Kettering comes in for Jenkins for a quick breather. Thomas for one more. Demetrius, 25-year-old sophomore, didn't play until 2 years ago at Cerritos. 2-year red shirt, makes 2 free throws there.
Stays perfect at the line.
2-point lead for the Falcons, 59-57 after 2 free throws made by Demetrius Thomas. Kettering driving, lost the ball, and a steal for Hamilton momentarily, and it will stay Falcon ball. So without Jenkins' ball handling, you see issues in the backcourt unless you're Henderson for the Hawks. Wilkes will defer to Hamilton. Right wing. Wants to go to work for Carter. Off the pump fake to the rim. Carter scores easily. Great
Shows
move.
Garcia the fake. And right around him, and I think if you, Garcia, stay on your feet there, make him hit the shot from outside.
Henderson with 3 defenders in his face, defers to Garcia, backdoor. Henderson with the layup. Went through the entire Falcon front.
Nice job by Garcia as well, passing from the high post.
Hamilton in the lane the other way for Carter, up and in. So back-to-back layups we go for both teams. 4-point lead for the Falcons. 10:39 to play. A.J. Garrity from Huntington Beach. Henderson near side. Wants the screen. Goes for a three-point basket. Air. Rebound on Malik Smith, the sophomore. Smith going all the way. The layup fouled. He was fouled by, I believe, Garcia.
Garrity.
Can they say Garrity?
Yeah, picks up his third foul.
So Malik Smith will get 2 free throws.
Smith doing a great job staying aggressive on both ends of the court since coming on here a couple of minutes back.
Only 5 points against RCC. Missed the first one. Garvin, Mater, and Jenkins return for the Hawks. Hamilton comes out.
Yeah, it was just a quick blow for Jenkins, and you have to suspect that he's going to be out there for the remaining 10-23.
So one more for Malik Smith. Second one, short. Rebound to Reckenwald.
Well, the Falcons had only missed 1 free throw before those 2 from Smith. They've been decidedly better tonight, but this is another game that can easily come down to 1 possession.
Sean Mater for Reckenwald. Looking for screens and get one. We'll find Jenkins with 12 to shoot. Garvin, he can't shoot a 3. 8 to shoot for Antoine Jenkins. Jenkins crossing over to his left now with 4. The shot, double pumps, no. Front of Carter.
Carter continuing to own the boards ahead.
Wilkes
will try for 3. Rims high, no good. Mack on the offensive glass. In a crowd, turnaround, score. Keyshawn Mack with 16. The Falcons have their largest lead of the second half at 6. They led by 8 early in the game. Garvin faces up on Carter. Off to Henderson on the curl. Stops and pops from 18. Missed everything. The ball still alive, kept alive by Reckenwald. Out to Jenkins. Jenkins curls right on the drive. Fans
Nice
it out.
pass.
Garvin open for 3. That's good. Garvin hits the triple. 65-62. 30-second timeout here from the aviary. 9:11 to go. And, Jay, well, that was another thing in the scouting report. Garvin, very physical down low. Does a lot of work down there, but he can face up and hit that shot from long range as well, and that's what he showed right there.
32% from behind the arc for the bruiser, Miles Garvin. So he could be physical, Jeff, and have some soft touch from the outside.
Isn't that what you have to have in this era now? It's
Oh,
all
you have
the
to.
big men can shoot now.
Right. You can't be a bruiser in everything you did. You have to have some soft touch at some point.
9:11 remaining in the ball game. Falcons clinging to the 3-point lead. Fascinating game here as it runs on both sides, and it's just when it seems that one team's starting to get something figured out, back comes the other, and you just have the feeling it's going to be this way for another about 9 minutes or so here.
I have one premonition. The team that gets at least 2 stops in a row will win the game. Just 2.
Easier said than done.
Yes.
Mack working against the trap. Into the lane. Comes up shooting from 15. Rims no. Guzman on the offensive glass. Back to Mack. Mack checked by Reckenwald. Will bring it back outside. Falcons will reset. Mack, little stutter step. The teardrop. Back iron. No good. Mater high up for the rebound.
Good rebound by Sean Mater with 2 hands.
Henderson fans it out. Quickly down low. Terrific feed. Henderson with the dunk. 29 for Rocket Henderson off a great feed from Garvin.
Great pass.
65-64. Wilkes in and out for 3. Thomas on the offensive glass. Forces one back up. That's no good. Garvin has the rebound. Well, they're really letting him play here in the second half, and it's starting to get pretty physical. Jenkins, little stutter step back to Garvin. Open for 3. Mater. That's good.
Man. Talk about having confidence. You force
Mater.
a tough shot and get a 3-pointer right back.
8-0 run for Santiago Canyon after the Falcons had opened up a 6-point lead. Guzman spins away from the double team. Wilkes in the corner. Smith on the drive. Lays it in.
You have to keep doing it. Keep going to the rim, Jeff. It does not hurt to go to the rim.
67 all. After Smith scores on the drive. Reckenwald. Guarded closely by Wilkes. Finds Jenkins on the curl. Free throw line jumper. Rim's no good. Guzman with another board. He was in double figures against Riverside. And he's well on his way here. Thomas open for three. Splash! Thomas with 9 in the second half, 11 in the game. The Falcons back out in front, 70-67. Timeout taken, 7:07 to go. You're watching the 3C2A playoffs on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Falcons with the 3-point lead. Santiago Canyon with the ball. They'll work it from left to right here in the second half. Jenkins will walk it up. Alvis has returned for the Falcons. Off to Preston. Garrity over to Mater, who just hit a big three moments ago before the Falcons answered back. Back cut from Jenkins. Alvis still with him on the drive. Blocked by Alvis. Out of play. Shot clock at 10.
So you have 10 to shoot for the Hawks. If you're Cerritos, you have to find Jenkins or Henderson.
Henderson out front being guarded by Wilkes. They run him off a screen. They try to drop it down low. It's out to Mater. Down to 6. Jenkins has to hurry. Gonna have to make something happen. 3 on the clock. Drives it to the rim. Thomas with another block. As the shot clock goes off, it's going to go back to the Falcons. What a defensive set.
So even though Thomas has not scored a lot tonight, he's had 3 nice blocks in this game.
Well, he had the advantage there of knowing that the shot clock was running down. Jenkins was going to have to make something happen, and you just saw Thomas lurking. And he timed it and sent that one back. Quick feed down low. Thomas with the dunk. Another great pass. Thomas with 13 in the game, 72-67.
So they got back-to-back stops. Now try to do it again for a third straight time.
Back-to-back 8-0 runs for these two teams. Henderson rises up and misses.
Great defense there by Keyshawn Mack.
Well, Mack has really had the responsibility of matching up with Henderson for much of tonight. And he has done a very good job of contesting and making Rocket Henderson work very hard. Carter at the foul line, goes to the drive, goes glass. That's good. Carter with 14. Falcons with a 7-point lead now. 5:38 and counting remaining in the game. Jenkins will try to answer from 3 off the back iron. Alvis has Mack in front.
Out.
Mack, left-handed layup, tip dunk, Thomas on the offensive glass again. Demetrius Thomas, a man possessed here in the second half. The Falcons have their largest lead at 9. Timeout taken here from the Aviary. You're watching the 3C2A playoffs here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that could not make it to tonight's game, be sure to let them know that they can catch all of our broadcasts live on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com and our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And be sure to join us March 8th through the 11th as we bring you the 3C2A Men's and Women's Basketball Championships live from Ventura College. Back in a moment.
First team perhaps in this one to really face a precarious position here, Jay, but the Hawks trail it by 9, 5:12 to go, and they need to answer right here. Henderson step back three over Mack. That's good.
That's a tough shot, but a great shot for Rocket Henderson. My
32 in the game for Rocket Henderson. That is an enormous shot. Gets the Hawks back within 6. They beat the pressure. Carter leaves it for Alvis, who will step up for Cerritos down the stretch. It's been Thomas of late. Carter, great backdoor cut, and Thomas with another finish. He's got 15 in the second half. Well, we know from last week, we know from all season, he can put points up in bunches. That's exactly what he's doing here in the second half.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Jeff.
Henderson with a fake around Mack. Baseline drive. Thomas and Alvis come over. That one's blocked. Mack's got it. Great help. Mack quickly down low to Thomas. Reverse layup won't go. Carter on the offensive glass. The putback is up and good. Carter and Thomas taking over. The Falcons have their largest lead at 10.
When you go to the basket, good things happen.
Jenkins trying to split a double team. Carter picks up the foul, just his second. That is also just the third team foul on Cerritos, so it's not a shooting foul. Boy, a testament to the physical nature of the game. How about 8 fouls combined between the two teams? Nobody's in the bonus. We've only got 4:02 to go.
Letting them play.
Well, I suppose in round 3 of the playoffs, that's a good time to let them play.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt, right?
Jenkins dancing on the dribble. Around to Henderson, screen, step back 3 for Jenkins, rimming, no good. Thomas snaps down the rebound. Falcons content to run a little clock. Alvis will walk it up.
Hawks have missed their last 6 shots.
Tough time to go cold. Meanwhile, the Falcons have been working him over down low. A lot of contact there on Smith, no call. Loose ball, Preston giving chase. It's going to stay with Cerritos.
So going to the game plan in the first half, Jeff, going to the rim, and good things happen. Being aggressive, you get the loose balls, rebounds, everything seems to be going Cerritos College's way in the second half. That's why they're up by 10. They're playing defense, and they're not settling for long-range threes.
Yeah, in this game, even in the first half, when they really seemed determined to go down low, they had a lot of success. And that's really what's made the difference here. Now Alvis will try from 3. Well, I suppose you can mix in the occasional 3, can't you?
Yes.
Alvis with 11 in the game. The Falcons have a 13-point lead. Jenkins fouled by Smith. For Smith, that's his second foul. It's just the 4th team foul. If Santiago Canyon wants to get back in this one at the line, they got some work to do.
Yeah.
With 3:16 to go. Falcons trailed by as many as 5 here in the second half. But a big run. Henderson for 3. That missed everything. Alvis has the rebound. Hooks it ahead to Thomas. Thomas with the catch. Missed the dunk. Out to Carter. He's got it back. Off to Mack. Mack in the lane. The leaner is good. Keyshawn Mack now with 18. Falcons starting to pour it on now with 2:46 to go. They lead it by 15. And, Jay, this is going to be one of those games you suspect that the final score is not going to tell the story here. I think that the Falcons are really opening this one up late, but this was a back-and-forth affair, if ever there was one. Garvin misses from 3. And now the Falcons will take a little more time, and it looks as though, you know, to me, Jay, I think a little deeper Falcon squad finally just wore down this very game Santiago Canyon team.
And they went inside.
And that one poked away. Smith picks up the foul on Garrity. Smith with his 3rd. Well, we wondered how they would match up with Henderson and Jenkins. And Henderson's gone for 32. Jenkins has chipped in with 17. But I think the more appropriate question tonight to ask was, how was Santiago Canyon going to match up with the likes of Guzman and Carter and Thomas? And they have struggled to find answers in that area.
We had the answer, Jeff. It was pray. And they haven't prayed hard enough, I guess, to get those points from others.
Garrity in the high post. Shovels to Henderson, picked up by Smith, off to Jenkins, 14 on the shot clock. Jenkins with the crossover, drives the lane. The teardrop won't go. Rebound tapped around. Henderson's got it. They got to hurry. Mater off to Jenkins. He'll fire from 27 feet and hit.
They don't stop shooting.
Jenkins with 20. 85-73. That, for the moment, might have kept them alive. But in the vernacular of the late, great Jim Durham, I think if you're Santiago Canyon, you got to pitch a shutout here the rest of the way.
Right.
Alvis off to Smith. Smith starts a drive. Back out to Thomas. He'll fire from 18 feet. That's good. Thomas with 17 in the second half. And the Falcons running away with this one. Down to a minute 23. Jenkins dribbles that one off of Smith. The Falcon bench erupts.
For good reason.
Yeah, they think that one was right off of Jenkins. So they'll head to the scorer's table here.
Might be a shot clock issue.
Yeah, I think it is. I think they reset the shot clock. That's how convinced the scorer's tables was that it was going back to Cerritos. Not sure how much that's worth, but they'll reset it back to 23 seconds. Santiago Canyon will have it. Jenkins drives the lane. Alvis with the reach in. Minute 16 to go. Well, interesting choice here. Sometimes Mike and I like to throw around who's a player of the game, and I think for Cerritos, some
simple. Interesting
choices. Carter, Keyshawn Mack, Demetrius Thomas certainly. Guzman, I think, big in the first half. Alvis with some big shots. I think it just underscores that it was a terrific team effort from the Falcons tonight, getting a lot of help in a lot of areas.
I agree, but I think the overall factor was Thomas's defense that led to his 17 points in the second half. His weak side block shots fueled his shots at the rim and also tip back dumps as well.
Mack, coast to coast. He's up to 20. That one tipped away from Jenkins. Carter and Thomas with a 2-on-1. Carter with the finger roll. Carter with 18. 91-75, under a minute to go, and Henderson starts to back down on Alvis. Kicks it outside. Preston fakes, now fires for three. That's short. Rebound to Alvis. Outlets to Mack. He's going to hold up. A little hesitation. Now he'll drive and lay it in. 93-75, under 40 seconds to go. And, well, we made the point a couple of minutes ago. It's going to look as though the Falcons had it relatively easy tonight, and nothing could be further from the truth, Jay.
I agree. The Falcons pulled away.
And Thomas getting the crowd involved, and Carter going to go ahead and, well, they stopped the clock here. I don't know what the call was.
Call it trap.
Well, they're putting the points on the board, I think, for Carter here.
Yeah.
So down to 15 seconds, and this one will be in the books. 95-75. The Falcons are heading to Ventura. And some time. Final score, 95-75. And the teams will line up to shake hands here. It was a hotly contested game, and still a little talking going on, but now they'll line up and put it to bed here as the Falcons defend home court, move on to Ventura with a 95-75 win. We'll come back, wrap things up very quickly here from the Aviary on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 95-75 the final. Falcons run away late in a nip-and-tuck affair, and they've got the 20-point win. And, well, Jay, final thoughts here as the Falcons, you know, it's a very, this has been a very emotional season, obviously for the May family, but also for the Falcons getting close the last couple of years, back-to-back 20-win seasons, and it's got to be a gratifying feeling. And what a way to do it. I think, Jay, to me, they did it the way they've done it all year. Great defense and really spreading the ball around and a lot of guys contributing.
This was probably their best team win so far this year. You saw everybody contribute. Alvis, Smith, Wilkes, Tyler on defense, Thomas scoring and on defense as well. And we saw Guzman in the first half, Carter late, still being present inside. We saw 1 through 10 be effective to help the Falcons get a win today against a very high potent offense to only 79 points.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate what a difficult win this really was and what a challenge they had in front of them. I mean, when you get to round 3 in the playoffs, there's no easy games anymore.
Right.
You know, even seeds don't mean anything. This is the team that beat East Los Angeles College, a team that had an outstanding season all year. One of the best teams in the 3C2A all season long. They went there, won that game on the road. This is just a tremendous win, so our congratulations, obviously, to the Falcons as they punch their ticket to Ventura. Let's run through a couple of final scores before we sign off tonight. 4:38 to go in the second half. San Diego City College has come back. They lead Ventura by 11, so San Diego City getting a little scare there, but looks like they're back in control. #1 overall seed in the South. 11:48 to go, last update, and Orange Coast continues to lead at Citrus. Keep an eye on that one. What an upset that would be. The Pirates maybe making their way to Ventura. They lead at 60-50, and Jay, we talked a little bit about it as they now lead at 62-50. All they've done all year is win, and Orange Coast keep on getting underestimated, but everywhere they go, they win one more game in the South. We want to quickly update you on San Bernardino Valley, the #2 seed, trailing by 3, 54-51. Allen Hancock trying to pull the upset and punch their ticket. 8:13 to go in that one. Keep track of all the scores on the 3C2A website, CCCAAsports.org. Go to the scoreboard there, and you can keep track of all the scores and keep track of what's going on. Of course, we'll remind everybody on SoCal College Sports, we will have live end-to-end coverage, opening tip to the championship games. Full coverage for you of the 3C2A basketball championships from Ventura. Everybody will be there. Hopefully Jay will be there too. We're trying to talk him into it, but we'll see. That'll wrap it up here tonight as the Falcons win it 95-75. For everybody involved with SoCalCollegeSports.com, for Matt Henson, for Jay Holloway, I'm Jeff Stoynoff. Thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.